Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. So I recently bought myself a belt and disc sander. So in this video I'll be unboxing, testing and reviewing this tool. So here is the Sealey model number SM750 762mm by 25mm and 125mm belt slash disc sander, 250 watts. So on the box it says bench mounting semi-portable belt and disc sander suitable for general woodworking applications, powerful induction motor with smooth bearing mounted drive pulleys, gives quiet operation, 250 watt 230 volt induction motor, belt size 25 by 762mm, disc size 125mm, sanding disc table tilt to 45 degrees and is supplied with the mitre gauge for accurate angle sanding. Sanding belt is positioned vertically. So now let's open up the box and take a look inside. So there's like a thank you note from the Sealey company. There's the instructions for the machine. Here's one of the tables. Mitre gauge. And another table and a handle. Here is the dust extraction port made of plastic. So here is the sander. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get all the parts put on it and then we can take a closer look at it. So the instruction manual is pretty good. It's got plenty of illustrations and descriptions on how to set this sander up. So here is the machine all nicely set up. It was quite straightforward to do. As I say, the instructions were quite clear. There's plenty of illustrations and descriptions. I used the small Allen key which is provided, and then I used my own square just to make sure that the tables are square to the disc and the belt, and I got it about as perfect as I could. So it's pretty much perfectly accurate now. That wasn't too difficult to do. And I also used a Phillips screwdriver. So let's just take a quick look at the machine. Starting off with the belt here. The belt was already set nice and straight. The tracking seems okay. The tracking knob is at the back here. If you want to adjust that. It has this cover here that you can just remove with this nut, and then you can sand rounded parts here, and this goes back on like so. This is set nice and square to the table. I think these tables are cast aluminium. They seem quite good, quite smooth, quite sturdy when you get them set up properly. There's a little nut at the back here that you can adjust to get it nicely fixed to the metal of the body here, and then there's like a plastic handle here that you can lock in place to get this nice and rigid, which it is. There's the mini mitre gauge, little bit of movement in there, The two knobs here on either side help to adjust this table. The knobs are a little bit on the smooth side, there isn't too much grip on them, which is a shame. I would have liked them to be a bit grippier, but they do the job. There's an arrow here indicating the direction of the disc when it's in motion. This plastic adapter here screws on for your dust extraction. There's the port. Here is the tracking knob for the belt, and again there's an arrow there showing the direction. Here is that cover with the one knob that just undoes. Same kind of configuration with this table. It has a lever here to adjust it. On and off button, and then around the back here you have the dust extraction for the belt. So now let's turn on the machine for the first time and listen to it. The 250 watt induction motor. Sounds nice and quiet and smooth. The machine has two bolt holes allowing you to bolt it to a work surface. I decided to make a small base for mine. I'm adding some foam feet here to the bottom of it for vibration, and I also added some old kitchen cupboard handles to carry in and out of the workshop. So I just used a piece of 2 cm thick scrap pine. I've cut it to the size I want. I've added these little handles on here which came off some kitchen cupboards, and they're to allow me to just move it around in and out of the workshop. I might put it outside on a portable workbench or move it around in here, and I've put some foam feet on the bottom to further dampen down vibrations. I've oiled these tops, they're nice and smooth now. So now for the testing. I've been using this on several projects recently. Here I'm using it on some hardwood, some rubber wood, and I'm using it in conjunction with a vacuum. So the dust collection was very good. You can see there's a bit of dust at the top and at the sides, but the majority of the dust was collected by the vacuum via the dust port underneath. Here I am using it outside on some thick pine, about 45mm thick. And you can see without dust collection it does kick up a bit more dust. So make sure to wear a dust mask. But even on this thick wood it gets the job done, and here I am using it for those awkward areas on the slim belt. And again it worked great for that too. Plenty of power, very useful. Okay then, so to summarise my first impressions of this combination belt and disc sanding machine are very good. I like the induction motor, the 250 watt induction motor. It might not sound that quiet on the video, but in real life it is really quite quiet, and it's not uncomfortable to use whatsoever. So that's good, and I think the motor has plenty of power for DIY jobs, general work. I like the tables. I did need to give them a slight sanding down when I first got the machine, with some very fine paper to make them nice and smooth, and you can see they're lovely and smooth now. And I added some oil to them as well, just to help use them better, just to make the workpiece slide on here nice and smooth. Initial setup was okay, not a big deal. The instruction manual is pretty good. It's got pretty much everything in there that you'd need to know. So yeah, all in all, I think it's a nice little machine. I would recommend it personally. I'm glad I bought it. You can use it for this curved section at the top here if you've got curved cuts. This is really useful, this belt. You can get into really awkward small spots with that. And the general disc sander is fantastic too, because if you have a look around, if you want something a bit bigger and a bit more powerful, you've got to spend quite a bit more money to get sort of an 8, 10, 12 inch disc sander. So to get a general disc sander for general DIY purposes, this is fantastic in my opinion. And the tables have stayed square, no problem there. The whole body is metal, which is nice. The base kind of looks like it might be plastic, but it isn't. It's all metal. So I think it's a nice solid little machine, very lightweight and portable. You don't have to add it to a base like this, but I want to be able to move mine around, especially in the summertime, to do a bit of work outside in the garden. I can just take it out on this little stand. Oh, and one other thing to mention, the dust collection on this machine is surprisingly good too for a disc sander. It gets rid of most of the dust. I've used it without the dust collection and it does produce quite a bit of dust, as you'd expect, but the dust extraction port on the side here does a pretty good job at removing most of the dust. If you're interested in purchasing this tool, I do have an Amazon affiliate link down below in the description box. If you found this video useful, please remember to like and also consider subscribing for more DIY related videos. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.